Although the gaming community is all too ready to lose itself in the immersive worlds of the medium, the number of settings that are truly a comfortable place to live is surprisingly small. Even happy towns such as those found in the Animal Crossing series could prove rather claustrophobic. Video game settings often offer up an almost dystopian feel. The despot-led countries of Papers, Please grant no sanctuary for residents, while the world of Dishonored is hardly a go-to location for retirement. Here's our list of 10 of the worst places to live in video games. Number 10. New York in The Division. Ever wonder about getting contagious diseases when spending time in a crowded city? That's the exact fear that gets exploited in Ubisoft's MMO shooter The Division. With Midtown Manhattan on lockdown, very little is left of what we currently think of as the Big Apple. What remains, however, is under control of a number of violent factions vying for superiority in a city on the brink of collapse. As a minor plus side, the notoriously high New York property prices may have finally dropped. Number 9. Rapture, from the BioShock series. The underwater city of the first two BioShock titles was built as a means to get away from life on the surface. Promising a free society where ideas could be studied away from the eyes of regulation, Rapture pushed scientific discovery to new limits for those who dwelled there. Unfortunately for the inhabitants, things didn't quite go according to plan. Those who lived in Rapture quickly fell for the temptations of Adam and plasmids, with many others left dead as a result. Eventually, Rapture was left as a terrifying and deadly shell of a city. Number 8. Los Santos, from Grand Theft Auto. Although the Grand Theft Auto games deliver top-quality sandbox gameplay, the idea of living in one of the cities from the franchise is a horrifying prospect. Dangerous gangs and violent killers mixed with an ineffective and sometimes corrupt police force means that the crime rate in the Grand Theft Auto universe must be shockingly high. Perhaps the worst of the cities is Los Santos. The main city in both Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and GTA 5, even an escape to the nearby country and towns cannot save regular citizens from the risks of being taken down by a vicious sociopath in the form of the player character. Los Santos is definitely one to avoid. Number 7. Midgar, from Final Fantasy VII. Having more advanced technology does not always lead to a better quality of life, something the inhabitants of Midgar know all too well. The base of operations for the shady Shinra company, Midgar is a city of contrasts. While those in the upper levels have a high quality of life, those stuck in the slums underneath the main city live in squalor. The event of the game hardly help matters with the city. In fact, the vast majority of Midgar ends up being destroyed over the course of the game. Number 6. City 17, from HalfLife 2. HalfLife 2 protagonist Gordon Freeman spent a long time in stasis before finally making a return in Half-Life 2, but the first location he came across was never likely to feel like home. The main base of Combine after their invasion of Earth, the citizens of City 17 are under the thumb of these violent oppressors. Those living within the city finally attempt an uprising against the occupiers, but this eventually leads to the destruction of the ominous citadel via a Combine-induced detonation. Number 5. Boston, from Fallout 4. Those living in City 17 may consider it a paradise in comparison to the offering from Fallout 4. In real life, Boston is a thriving city, complete with some of the most fascinating buildings and locations from the history of the United States. After the nuclear war of the Fallout series, however, little remains of the once proud city. The remains of Boston itself are at the mercy of a group of vicious bandits, while rogue robots and groups of feral creatures are more than willing to take a chunk out of any survivor. Boston is unlikely to be a potential holiday destination for anyone living in the wasteland. Number 4. Gotham, from the Batman Arkham series. Competing with criminal gangs, psychopathic crime lords, and even the odd mutant being, the normal citizens of Gotham are in for a tough life, even though they have Batman looking out for them. Although Batman will do all he can to help the citizens of Gotham as supervillains attempt to take over the city, his Batmobile causes some incredible damage to just about everything in sight. Number 3. Yharnam, from Bloodborne. From the decaying Gothic spires to decrepit alleyways, Yharnam is a fierce and foreboding location, and that's before the issue of the creatures that roam the streets of the city is taken into account. Although hunters have regularly taken to the city in an attempt to find a cure for the ills of Yharnam, those veteran travelers have suffered gruesome fates. In all, Yharnam is a fearsome location even for the most hardened of hunters. Number 2. Raccoon City, from the Resident Evil series. Building a secret biological research base underneath a busy city is never a good idea, but that's unfortunately exactly what the mysterious Umbrella Corporation did with Raccoon City. Umbrella accidentally caused a virus to be unleashed on the unsuspecting city, resulting in a full-on outbreak of a disease. As a result, Raccoon City falls apart in the midst of a zombie apocalypse, with only a few survivors able to escape. What was once a thriving city is now reduced to just about nothing. Number 1. Silent Hill, from the Silent Hill series. Although tourism was perhaps one of the chief industries of the city, the Silent Hill series home is unlikely to be getting many holiday parties anytime soon. With a town covered in a thick fog and filled with less than friendly locals, Silent Hill is not exactly a great attraction, unless visitors have a penchant for Lichian unease and warped timelines. Be sure to click the subscribe button and check back for new original Game Rant video content every week. Thanks for watching!